Okay, so with the help of knowledge, okay, you can solve complicated problems with by making use of facts. Okay, and these facts can be manipulated using a program. Okay, for this you need a suitable representation. And why do you need a suitable representation? Because a good representation facilitates problem solving. That's all you have to know about this problem solving technique. Later in the coming chapters, we'll do in detail on knowledge representation. The next thing about abstraction is that abstraction is a technique that provides a way of separating important features from the unimportant ones, and it hides the detail of something. For example of abstraction is that in order to um, compute the square root of a number, you just call a function called sqrt, right? And this sqrt um, uh, has already some details wrapped up inside it, and you don't look at the details what is inside it, right? So that's what abstraction is. We are not required to know the implementation details of the function. You will just call it and it does the work, right? So that's called abstraction. Now let's go back to the next slide. um, Introduction to intelligent program and intelligent agent. Okay, so here you have agent. What is agent? Agent can be anything that perceives the environment, okay, through senses, and it acts upon that environment through actuators. So you can see here um, that agent is perceiving the environment through the sensor, and then using actuator it act upon the environment. And so basically agent is perceiving and acting upon the environment. Okay, and types of agent, you have human agent, robotic agent, and so on. As yours and other types of organs, right? As your sensors and actuators is on which you act upon, right? So you have your hands, legs, and vocal tract. If you look at robotic agent, for sensors, you can and you have cameras, infrared rangefinder, NLP, and actuators such as motors. Okay, software agent, you have sensors such as keystrokes and file contents. Okay, these are sensory input, and the agent act upon on these inputs and display the output on the screen. And you have other types of agents. You have cell phones, cameras, and human beings. Okay, now let us look at these different terms which you are seeing in this subject. You see sensors. What is sensor? Sensor is a device, okay, which detects the change in the environment, and it sends information to the other electronic devices. And effectors is a device which affect the environment. Effectors can be legs, wheels, arms, fingers, wings, fins, and a display screen. Actuators, as I have said, is on which you act upon the perceived environment. So a sensor is perceiving and actuator is acting upon it. So basically the work of actuator is to convert the energy into motion, and actuators are only responsible for moving and controlling the system. You have actuators such as electric motor, gear, rail, and many other. And intelligent agent is an entity, okay, which observes the environment, and it acts upon the environment using sensors and actuators to achieve the goal. For example, you have this agent here. Okay, this the eye is the sensor, and this, let's say you have an environment here. It perceives the environment, okay, through the eye, and then upon its perception it act upon it, action. Okay, and the effectors are the hands and the legs. Okay, eye, right? First, it perceives through the eye. It perceives the environment through the eye. Okay. And based on the perception, whatever it perceives from the environment, it sends it back to this agent and it thinks on how it can act upon it. Okay. After thinking, it started to act. Okay. So um, this is the cycle of agent. Now there are four main rules of an AI agent. First rule is that it must have the agent, the AI agent should have the ability to perceive the environment. Okay. And then rule number two is that the observation um, that it is perceiving, okay, must be used to make decisions, and this decision should lead to an action. Rule number four is that the action taken by the agent should be a rational one. Okay, that's all about the rule of AI agent. And you have five steps of problem solving. The first step for problem solving is you have to define the problem first. Okay, wait, yeah, first you define the problem and then you analyze the problem. Analyze the problem, and then you identify the solution, and the fourth type is you choose the solution. The fifth is implementation. Okay, just in case you are required to make a project, this is going to be very important as part of your work. For the first step that you need to do is you have to define what problem you want to work on, and second thing is you will analyze. After defining the problem, you will analyze that problem, and then after analyzing the problem, you will identify the solution, and then um, after identifying the solution, you will choose the solution, and the fifth thing is you will start implementation. Okay, so let me just write the pictorial representation of this. It's defining the problem, analyzing the problem, identification of solutions, choosing the solution, and then implementation. Okay, figure is problem solving in AI. Okay. In here, defining the problem, the definition of the problem must be included precisely. Okay, it should contain the possible initial as well as the final solution, which should result in acceptable solution. And in analyzing the problem, um, uh, okay, so all right. Tomorrow we'll do this in detail, and then basic problem solving methods. Um, we have, okay, just write down here. Problem solving methods. You have state space search, problem characteristics, and you have production system characteristics. And issues in design of intelligent search algorithm. We will do this in detail tomorrow, and I'll give some few short notes on this as well. Okay, I think yeah, that's all for today.